This is our Bridgeport milling machine. It's got the variable speed head, it's got the longer 48-inch table, Techno-Pewee guard fitted, and it's got an upgrade from the standard 2-axis to 4-axis. So it's got X and Y plus the knee scale being the 3rd axis and the quill scale being the 4th axis, and this is good, they'll sum together with a special summing unit. So you'll get a readout on the Z which will sum wherever you move it, it will sum it for you. Okay, in addition to the standard X-axis power, the X-axis comes as standard, the normal quote, but then this customer's asked for the Y and the Z axis power feed. So this machine's not actually for sale, it's just a demo for the customer to see that it's finished. It's had a full stripped down service, a complete rebuild, so X and Y axes have all been reground. Top of the table and the 2 sides have also been reground. It's had a brand new lead screws in the X and Y axis, nuts, brand new lead screws in the Z of course as well. Loads of new bearings, including the very large knee bearing, all brand new bearings in the head, spindle bearings have all match pair, NSK bearings have all been replaced there, spindle been reground. So there's absolutely masses of work we do to each of these machines. But now I'm going to run through and show you like a virtual video demo, and then obviously please come down and see it for yourself in real life. So as I say, all the lead screws and the nuts have been replaced there, so it's lovely and smooth all the way across. All the gibs have been scraped in, so make it really nice for you. Same with the Y. These are safety handles, by the way. You just push them in to get them to turn, and then as you let go, it's spring release. So almost no backlash at all. Absolutely beautiful. As I say, the gibs have all been scraped in to make it absolutely perfect for you. The knee is great as well. That's all running perfect. As I say, the knee bearings all been replaced. The lead screw and the nuts have all been replaced as well. Okay, so the lube system, of course, there's no point doing all the regrind without making sure your lube system's perfect. All the lube's been replaced, so all the lube pipes, all the metering units, the pump's all been serviced, so that we've made sure that's all working brilliantly. All the locks are all working, so the Y, the knee and the X locks are all working great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you all 3 power feeds running together. Obviously you wouldn't do that in normal production, but it just saves a bit of time on the video to show you them all working, and it also shows you they will all got enough power to make sure it does all work together. Okay, so they're all variable speed, and they've all got rapid override at the top there. So you see all 3 axes are moving together on the DRO there. So working beautifully. You'll notice they've got safety handles on all 3 axes as well. I'll just press the rapid override there. Okay, just to show you it works. Okay, so just talk about the stops. The stops have got hidden hard stops underneath here. So don't take those out, don't take these off. Move them wherever you like, as long as you don't take them off, then you'll be absolutely fine. Okay, so moving on now to testing the variable speed head and the quill. Okay, so firing up, at the moment we're running at 1000 RPM. It runs great. The keyless chuck is included as well. There's a brand new drawbar in there. Okay, that's 450 RPM now. Back to 1000. And there's 2000. Back down to 1000, I'll reverse it. Just as quiet in reverse. 2000 in reverse. Back down to 1000, and back down to 450 again. Only touching the brake just to show you it does work. So I'm going to go from high range to low. So I'm going to just move this handle out of the way because it tends to be in the way when you're changing a gear. This is a quick release handle, so you can move it wherever you like. Just quick release like that. Just pull it to one side and reposition it. It's a really nice feature. So high range, push the handle in, twist it round, lock it into low, and then fire up again. Okay, so we're now running at 120 RPM because we're in the low range. 260. Back down to 120. And then back down to 50 RPM. Okay, in reverse now. It's 120 in reverse. And that's 260 in reverse. And back down to 60 RPM. Okay. Hit the brake just to show it works, and moving back now from low range to high. But before we do that, we're going to go to the neutral position. So there's a neutral position there. There's a little notch, it does stay in it, there's a little notch there, and when the handle's sort of pointing towards the table, that's the neutral position. So back to the high range now. I'll lock it in. Okay, so that's high range. We're running around 1000 RPM now, and we'll engage the feed, which is the quill. So you're feeding down just nicely. So for every spindle speed, you have 3 different feed rates. So that's the highest, that's the lowest, that's the medium there, and they're all working great. I'll put it back to high just to save a bit of time, and it'll trip out itself. Just before you engage the feed, just make sure the quill lock isn't on, because it won't obviously work with the quill lock on. Okay, so it cuts out just fine. I can reverse the feed as well, just by pulling this knob out here, gauge the feed, and it feeds up just fine as well. So we spend a lot of time making sure the feed's right. The spindle bearings are a match pair, and we get the spindles reground on the R8 taper. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. And there's a quill lock at the back here. That's all working great, so that's nice and good for you. As I say, you can reposition this handle to wherever you want it to be, wherever the work suits. So it's a really nice feature as well. Okay, it's an interlock guarding system, so as soon as this guard opens, the machine will shut down, which I'll demonstrate for you now. So you can open it this way, or just push the either way, it'll shut down. Or if you move it like that as well, it'll also shut down. Okay, so reposition that to where you need it for each job. It's nice, easy repositioning. Okay, so lovely machine. Please come down and see it for yourself in real life. Thanks for watching.